This is Professor Sensei.
It's your host, Desla.
Hey guys, this is Billy.
This is Saxophone.
Hey yo, this is Obsto.
This is Glow.
This is Crimstronic.
Hey guys, this is ZBG.
Hey, this is A-Town, and you're listening to the Rising Rush Podcast. Welcome to the Rising Rush Podcast, where we talk everything Dragon Ball Legends related, such as news, meta, hot takes, you name it. I'm your host, A-Town, alongside our co-hosts, Obsto, Desla, and Glow. And we're going to kick things off with the weekly reset as of June the 19th of 2024. We have officially kicked off the part 2 of the 6th anniversary with the reveals and stuff and with the new banners that have dropped. First things first, we've got the Legends Annie Step Up Battle of the Gods featuring the GodKu and the new Blue Beerus. Those banners are going to be live until August the 6th. We've also got the dual Annie Step Up for the Hidden Power featuring the Ultimate GOhAn and the Evil Boo. That's also going to be up until the 6th of August as well. The nonstop raid has paused, quote unquote nonstop. We'll be resuming as of the 21st, and we're going to be going against the Boo Tanks, I believe. We've also got the Bingo Cards Reset Food Tour featuring Beerus and Whis. That's going to be going through the 17th of July. Co-op is also reset with a new GodKu equip, which is a must farm for individuals who are running that GodKu. That's going to be available until the 10th of July. We've got the Take On Battle Challenge Battle through the 3rd of July. They also have Legends Limited tickets on there and other medals that you can use from the exchange shops, so definitely farm that up. Choice Battle has also returned, and that's going to be live through the 29th of June, so you're able to get some skip tickets, erasers, etc. Ultra Space Time Rush Super has also made a reappearance. That's going to be going on through the 17th of July. We've also got the Legends Battle Royale that's going to be featuring GodKu and Hybrids as the tags available. That's going to be starting from the 21st of June up until the 28th of June. We've got the Ginyu Force banner that's live through the 28th of June, hard skip. And then Tournament of Power has officially reset. And that concludes this week's reset. So let's talk about the reaction itself, because I know we've had some mixed reactions here related from the community. Shout out to Krim. You finally got your GodKu, but we'll get into his kit in a little bit because the community has been going crazy over what's been going on, especially with this Ultimate GOhAn. What did you guys think of the overall reveals and stuff? We'll start off with you, Obsto. What did you think?
Well, for one thing, I was just so happy we didn't see any Future. Like, bro, I'm Future's #1 hater, and the reason why is because out of every major celebration we've ever had, meaning like all of the Legends Fest, that includes like the Black Friday celebration. So if you include all that with anniversaries, more than half of all of them include Future. I'm so sick of it.
Wow.
And I'm so happy we haven't gotten any of it.
Well, that's a lot of
Some
Future
real
hate.
hating shit.
Yeah.
Some real hating.
Because, bro, I'm just so sick of it. There's more than one fucking saga.
I mean,
Hey,
yeah.
That's real hater shit. I applaud him. That's real hating.
Bro, there's one fucking... They think there's one fucking saga. No. They haven't even read their own goddamn fucking manga.
But I like the saga. I mean, I mean Future too. It's just that team is currently in a rut right now because they haven't seen an update in damn near a year.
Thank God.
To be fair, Future is next to movies with like the most fucking buffs they get.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
movies get a shit ton. Like, I'm not going to deny and act like movies don't get a shit ton buffs. They do. I fucking hate summoning 24/7.
The difference between movies and Future is that with movies, you at least get different characters. Now, with Future, you always get the same 3 characters. Goku Black, Zamasu, or Goku and Vegeta.
And then their occasional VB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get that VB. Maybe we'll get another Mai, or maybe we'll get a Trunks and Mai, or
Like,
something like that.
I'm so fucking sick of it, and I'm so happy it's gone.
Well,
Or at least not here for the time being. I'm just so happy.
man, Opso's popping off right now. But who knows? Maybe after the anniversary, they'll secretly drop some buffs, and we'll see like a, Super 17 kind of relevancy going on once that Future banner drops. I mean, you never.
You mean the kind of secret buffs when they put an EX Goku Black on the LF Super Saiyan 4 banner?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
some
Those
like
kind of
that.
those kind of secret buffs.
I mean, hopefully something more relevant than that, because I mean, sheesh.
Low key, I don't think Future's gonna get any buffs this year. I think.
Oh, thank God.
I think this is just a theory. You know how like last year they did reps, and this year it's obvious that like GT is the main thing.
Yeah.
Next year, I think it's gonna be Future.
There you
So they're
go.
gonna save all the future buffs for next year.
Uh,
So I say it's a year of future, baby.
2025 year future. We looking in the future for that future buff. Too funny. But overall, though, like, what did you think of the overall reveal in the units? Did you like the trailers that were dropped? Besides that,
Oh, I was happy as fucker for GodKu. I love Battle of Gods. It's great, and I'm so happy that we finally got GodKu. But Gohan just looks basic as fuck.
mm,
Like he unironically looks like a monthly LF, which isn't bad, but you'd expect a little more from an anniversary. You
hold
know what I
on.
mean?
Wait a minute. But his kit, though, like, oh,
Yeah,
we'll
his
get.
kid's fine. I'm just talking about visuals.
Okay, visuals. Okay,
Like
gotcha.
like bro, from a visual standpoint, all his LF is just a basic bitch Kamehameha.
I mean, it's the beatdown he did on a Super Boo, which is pretty awesome. But I mean, I'm not
It's
summoning for that
ugly.
banner. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
ugly. It is ugly. But I mean, overall, I'd say I'd give it a pretty decent score. Maybe like
Like
a.
bro, his green card is a fucking fart.
Oh my
It even
god,
pans around to his ass so we can watch him fart.
dang.
Oh my
That's
this
some
man.
haterism there. Like, okay, we get it. You don't like Gohan.
Yeah, of course I don't, because every year we've had a Gohan that just ruins the game for everyone.
Damn. Well, yeah, and now history is repeating itself at this point with
Exactly.
Gohan Ball Legends. So, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, maybe he might not be that good. Maybe we're just having like the Gohan highs, and then once all the dust settles, then we'll see Gohan's true value. You know?
Bro, if I had a nickel for every time a Part 2 LF is a purple Gohan and they're like number one in the game, I would have 2 nickels.
Hmm.
It's not a lot, but it's crazy it's happened twice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is kind of wild.
But again, I'm happy we got GodKu.
That's a positive. What do you think, Glow? Did you enjoy the part two and the units and the trailers and such?
I like the unit choices. I don't I don't like Ultimate Gohan's animations, and I'm not the biggest fan of Gaku's kit. Ultime's animations are basic as hell. Like you look at Budokai Tenkaichi 3, that like the ult he does in Legends is just the burst rush from
Mm.
Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 makes it look cold as hell. He just looks trash. His blue card looks like he's dancing. His green card is
It looks
literally
like a
just a
fart.
back. Yeah,
It's a
it
fart.
literally just. It looks like someone took a picture from him from behind and he like farted real quick. It's weird.
Oh my god.
It's trash. Like borderline, I think that like his low key his ult, like the non-LF version looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think it looks better than the LF version.
I mean,
GodKu. Wee. All right, hold on.
yeah.
I got a fucking list. Hold on now. Give me a second. I have a whole fucking list of my issues with GodKu. I think niggas is over hating him. Like I'm not gonna say he's not top 10. But that nigga is at the very bottom of top 10. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Like 8, 9.
Highest 8 at worst 20.
Gosh, that's pretty bad. But why
So my
though?
issue, I'll get to it. So number one, his card cost reduction for strike and blast is only for 10 counts on entry. That should have been permanent and it should have been on all cards. Number two, his gauge rate. When that gauge rate buff is active, it's crazy. He gets the gauge quickly, especially the first 3 times because you'll have 300%. The problem with it is that gauge rate, the 150%, that should have just been automatic, hands down.
Yeah, it should have been. And it only
Hands
lasts
down, no questions
for
asked.
it only lasts for a couple seconds, right? Like 10 seconds or something
Yeah,
like that.
5 counts. It's only for 5 counts that it's there, and essentially you'll fill your gauge up in like 10 counts.
Mm.
In 10 counts, you'll get the gauge filled up with both buffs. And I think that one of the 150% should have always been active, and then you have the other one that like it's only like a certain amount of times. That should have been 10 counts by itself. That way you're able to fill up one gauge and get closer to a second one in the same combo. I think they definitely should have done that. His impact reduction is only 10% for impact and explode for 5 counts. He should have had that shit permanently. Just make it 15% permanently. Just impact, slice, all of them. His next thing is defensive neutral. He only gets that 10 counts coming in. You should have just made it permanent. Like, let's be for real. Let's get it over with. Like, gOhAn has so much offensive neutral, so does this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're gonna hold back, like, just don't hold back. Just give him the defensive neutral. They also mentioned how, like, oh, they want to like mimic the OG Red GodKu with his nullification to like attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. The OG Red GodKu just had it permanently. This guy has it timed for 10 counts. What is the point of 10 counts when he comes in, and then later on it like you get debuffed with it? He uses a striker blast card. He gets a damage buff, but it's only once and it can't be stacked. Has to be reset. His green card should have filled his gauge. 100% it should have filled his gauge. The problem with this GodKu is that his kit is counterintuitive and it doesn't work for him. He wants to come in and do a quick burst damage and get out. But his kit also wants him to stay out as long as possible. So like it's not working together. It just doesn't work together. It's a poorly designed kit. It's half baked, it's half assed, it's half done. Like it's as if they said, hey, like here's all the things we want in the kit. Now let's just click a randomizer for all the numbers. And that's essentially what GodKu's kit is.
See, I can't say it's that horrible though. Like I can understand there's two different play styles that he may want to like play with, such as like come in, do the burst damage, come out, or just be more of like a front standing unit to do damage and stuff with. But yeah,
I've ran him on double Zenkai buff setups and he's not killing on ults against 7 stars.
Really?
Yeah, it's that bad. Like he needs the gauge proc for the damage, and even then, if he gets the gauge proc, the damage isn't crazy. With the gauge, his damage is what it should have been base wise.
Wow. Well, I mean, this is definitely not a best start for this GodKu here, but I mean overall for the reveals and stuff from when they were displaying the hype, what did you think of that?
The reveals video itself was like, I think it was cool. I think Ultimate gOhAn was like a nice solid choice for part 2. Just his animations were trash. I think the way they kind of did it was dope too, kind of hyping it up. I think like regarding gOhAn's kit, I mean he's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally just an offensive MVP 17. That's really all he is.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, which is insane. He's an offensive version. He has his best partner, which is Ultra gOhAn. It's like, and people are wondering that, like, oh, why does he buff double defense? I'm like, brother, man, he has over 300% damage inflicted. I don't think him having double defense for his Z ability is the end of the world when he has like some of the highest damage inflicted in the game. That's the same thing they did with Ultra gOhAn. It's like, yeah, sure, they like both buff double defense, but like they have such massive damage inflicted that you don't notice it. Like, what are you going to trade? 250% like damage inflicted, or just like 38% on like a Z ability? Like, you're not losing. He's taking the damage inflicted
for sure
every single time. And even the 1%, like Boo is amazing. Boo is definitely top 10.
Mm-hmm.
He is actually insane. Beerus is solid. It's just Beerus has like 1 team, and that's like Blast PO.
Yeah, because there's no Blast GodKu right now. There's not enough of them. But
there is, but it's not as good. Blast GodKu is just Beerus, Rev UI, and
EvoCan?
Ultra UI.
Gotcha. Well, what about you, Desla? What did you think of the overall reveals and stuff with the trailers and all that? Were you excited? Were you happy with the choices?
I mean, for me, I wasn't really, I guess, too thrilled about gOhAn because, I mean, it just doesn't really feel like an anniversary-worthy character, to be honest with you. Like, if we're going to talk about anything that's, an iteration of gOhAn that's, like, major celebration-worthy, it honestly should have been a situation where, like, Super Saiyan 2 gOhAn was swapped with this gOhAn and was instead, put here in place of him. But whatever. His animations, I mean, I personally have them. I've been using them. I think they're fine, but they definitely fit more with a monthly LF than they do with a anniversary character. So it is what it is. As for God Goku, I was very hyped because, as I'm sure made clear before, Battle of Gods is like my favorite movie
Of
for
all
Dragon Ball
time.
period, pretty much. So I was very excited for that. And of course, he is the one that gets the quite short end of the stick kit wise in comparison to Gohan because, as I'm sure we all know, we are currently playing Gohan Ball Legends. So,
Yep.
what else is new? But, yeah.
It's definitely upsetting to see, but from a hype perspective, I don't think anyone has guessed an ultimate Gohan that was going to be side by side in the anniversary. We knew some hints was going to be around like GodKu with all the other banners and all of like the GodKu units that they were kind of just placing in the game. A lot of like the illustrations and stuff with like GodKu just like being on the front. Well, like, come on, they gotta release like a first form GodKu, which I'm super excited about. It's just the kit overall itself doesn't feel like an anniversary type of unit. Now he's great, his AOE green card and all that stuff, which we'll dive in further to the kit in a little bit. But you know, there's some typos within his kit that just makes it a little annoying, and it makes me question, hey, is this finished? Like, is this GodKu was supposed to be released around this time, right? Because they did make a comment saying like, we heard everybody's feedback and we decided to release this GodKu on the 6th anniversary. So it makes me think like, okay, maybe he was slotted for a future release, but then they saw like the feedback and said, you know what, let's give the people what they want and release it now. But then when doing so, it seems that his kit was not super fleshed out on what it should be for a second anniversary or a 6th anniversary unit. But I mean, overall, I like the trailers. I like the presentation. I like the hype around it. Like people was going crazy in the chat. It was super exciting. Um, but let's go ahead and move on to our next topic here, which is the actual unit breakdown. And we'll start off with the GodKu banner and break down this kit. Let's start off with the blue Beerus here. Now, has anyone used the blue Beerus yet, or is anybody running the blue Beerus?
Nope.
I have.
Glo, what is your initial
He's
assessment?
he's solid. The only literally I think his kit is more well designed. I'm not saying it's necessarily better, but I think it's more well designed than GodKu. The only issue I have with Beerus is that his his disruption like is only one time.
Mm-hmm.
If it was every time he like entered the battlefield, like it reset, it'd be cracked.
But it's only like once when you hit him, right? And then after that, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, only the heal happens.
But I mean, overall,
Every
like the damage inflicted he gets, he's got anti blast armor on blast cards, which is pretty nice.
he has
He,
a lot of type neutral. He heals and gives key and damage on swap out. He
mm-hmm.
cancels buff effects when the enemy rising rushes, which is very obvious that like he's meant to be used with this GodKu. But the problem is he's blast, GodKu is strike. Um, he lowers his own sub count when an enemy uses an arch call while he's on standby, so essentially the red cell effect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he has like a bunch of good stuff. Like he has high damage. He has the type neutral. He has an AOE green, the anti blast, strong blue card, strong green, strong alt. It's just if he was literally just more, if he was strike based, I think it would help him a lot more. But him being blast just really screwed him over.
Yeah. It makes me wonder too, like, why would they release a blast unit with this banner? Like, don't they
Yeah,
want the people to be ran on the same team? So like, it doesn't seem like intuitive. It seems like counterintuitive to a point.
yeah, yeah. It essentially is.
Yeah. But would you say that this guy is worthy top 10 or like honorable mentions
No,
only?
honorable mentions only. His teams are just not it.
Gotcha. What about you, Opso? Have you used this Beerus at all or have you fought against him?
No.
Hmm.
No
Not
on
even
both fronts.
not even seen on both fronts. Well, I guess it's still too early too, and Like with his teams that are available, like Powerful Opponent or Saga from the movies, and then also GodKu. I guess there's like people are not really spending the time to build around him. I've seen a couple of showcases of people using him, like Ryuden and GoRush video, etc. And he's doing good damage. His blue card hits like a truck. His ultimate does good damage as well. His ultimate also nullifies endurance, which is nice. So outside of that, I mean, the only gripe I really have is this disruption and his teams currently, because there's not too much of that available for him. But what about you, Desla? Have you used or ran into him in the wild?
Nope.
So this guy is literally ghost right now. Nobody's seeing him. Now I could say
I'm the only person I've seen run it. I
yeah,
haven't seen like anybody else really run them.
like I have him, but he's like I haven't even touched him yet. And I did run into a match against him, and his blue card was doing some crazy damage. The fact that he has a range blue feels nice, especially with all these like counter gauges that are out here right now. It won't really do too much against like the ultimate or the ultra gOhAn, but at least with the ultra UI, you can do something to him and try to snipe him out or whatnot, which is nice.
It's actually solid against Ultra Gohan because he goes type neutral.
Oh, even better. And he goes type neutral on blue, or is it like when he hits the board?
It's more like when he hits the board.
Okay. So then that might be his saving grace right now, so he doesn't get deleted by any greens that are roaming in the wild right now.
Yep.
So let's move on and talk about this GodKu here. So I have him, and I've just ran him maybe about a day or so. I mean, he's only been out for a day anyways. But Glow, I know you've been doing some extensive testing with this unit. You got to give us your points here, which I already knew you did a breakdown already. But do you have any issues besides what you've already listed?
I think he's a fumble of a unit. He is top 10, but the highest I'll put him is 8. If you don't have him in your top 10, you are not necessarily wrong for that. He is lackluster to say the least. He is carried by boost right now. It is to the point where like he has his moments where I'll be like, okay, he's doing his job. Like this nigga can cook. But the problem is he needs the gauge. And sometimes he might need 2 gauge procs, which means you're gonna have to pop the main for a combo. And it's like it's so goofy to me. Like it truly is.
Wow.
I made a tweet about this and it got some traction. And I was talking to people about how Go Frieza was like one of the worst things the devs could have done. The way they buffed the unit. Because they essentially told the player base, hey, we know when these units are lackluster. We know when these units are flop. We know when these units are bad. And we can buff them and fix them anytime we want. So because before, as we know, they used to have balance changes. Then they just said, you know what, how can we monetize this? Let's make Zenkais. And then Zenkais had such a horrible impact in the game that they just slowly had to keep creeping Zenkais to being free to play. And now that they did, when they had Go Freeze and they gave them their buff, it's like you essentially just did the greatest balance change of all time, and you did it randomly, not because the unit was bad, but because the unit wasn't selling like you wanted it to, and they gave them like way too much, and because of that, what they did was they set a precedent where every single time they drop a bad or flawed unit, the community is always just going to have this false sense of hope that like, oh, maybe they're going to buff the unit. Maybe they're going to fix it. You think Gaku's going to get a plat? Get that out of your mind right now. The earliest he's getting a plat is like right before festival. You think Gaku's getting a buff? No, he's sold. Listen, does he deserve a buff? Absolutely. He deserves a buff 10 times more than Goku Frieza, but he's not getting it. Why? Because the devs got what they wanted from him. They got you to open up your pockets and summon. Like, he deserves it. He needs a buff badly. Fundamentally, his design is bad. He's essentially just like, he's surrounded by a good team, and he has boost. The second boost goes away, he's kicked off of movies.
Dang, that quickly though? But his stats aren't horrible. Like he's got what?
They're bad. Green Broly has better stats. The new Green Broly.
I mean, yeah, but this Goku has endurance and he has an AoE green. He pops, the main ability. He gets the AoE green and the ult. He gets Vanish
Yes,
Restoration. Like he's got some
all
good
that stuff,
stuff.
all that stuff is cool and all, but if you don't have the stats and the numbers to back it up, you're doing all that just to tickle somebody.
Wow. So should he be ran with a support? Like, is he main to be ran with Shin?
He needs Shin. Like he needs Shin badly. If you're not like if you're on movies, you need him high stars. If you don't have him as high stars, you're going to need Shin. And even if you do have him high stars, you're still gonna want Shin.
Yeah, because Shin has really good disruption for what he is, and good
Can't
support with the
support.
heals. So he can try to keep that GodKu alive since his defenses are lower than a 1% sparking that was released before him. And this is why I say he's half baked. Like this unit should have a lot more than what he currently is being offered as a 6th anniversary headliner. It's like they had more time with the Ultimate GoHan versus this GodKu here. And Ultimate GoHan seems to be the clear winner. But I'm not gonna say like this GodKu is complete, sewer water or whatever the case may be. Like I personally like what he's doing. I mean, I wish he would hit harder, but I mean, outside of that, like Vanish Restoration, the AoE green, that being able to block the AoE green if it's hit against him, his, range blue card that goes neutral, and then the ultimate that has 0 or 100% like cut pin, like all that's great. It's supposed to be hitting like a truck, but from what you're saying, Glow, he's not hitting like a truck right now, is he?
He's not. He's not.
Terrible.
Also, this there is a very weird situation going on with him. And it's because and this is even calling out the devs. Any devs hear this? You guys half-assed his kit so much that the description of his kit doesn't even work with what he does. His main ability reads that he draws an ult and a blue card. In actuality, he draws an ult and a green card. If the community took their heads out of their ass, this is just as bad as the whole 300 Dragonstones incident. Tesla knows about it.
Yeah.
This is like that alone of them messing up the kit of a kit not doing what it's intended to do. This is that would technically fall under that, and the devs could be in serious trouble for that.
Mm. Somebody's gonna get hurt from quality control. That's what it sounds
But
like.
but knowing this community, they won't care. They won't pay attention to it because it would fall under a similar situation, literally almost an exact situation.
Mm. Well, there's a hashtag floating around on Twitter right now that says "Buff Gaku." Like it's actually kind of
Yeah.
hilarious. That's trending. So
Yeah.
maybe they'll pick up and go. You know what, community? We heard you loud and clear.
Yeah.
We're gonna give him power down and this, that, and the third, which will be awesome for
He already
Gaku.
has he already has power down and it does nothing.
Well, I mean, what 10%? I don't count that.
Yeah.
That ain't shit. That's not doing nothing to nobody. But what about
Yeah.
you, Desla? What do you think of this Gaku overall? Like, have you used him? Have you ran him? What do you think of his kit?
I meant to get around to using him, but after opening Twitter, before I did that, which was already a mistake, um, yeah, I don't know, like, I lost interest immediately because, like, my hype going into it when I was selling for him was definitely there. I was very happy that I got him within, like, I think, like, 2 or 3 rotations, and I could just dip because I didn't want to, like, go deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I potentially wanted to save for, like, a part 3 in case it was an ultra I cared about. But no, I mean, just seeing like this collective consensus that he's just again half baked, underwhelming, like a complete fumble, this, that, whatever. It's just like, all right, I don't know. Like, there's definitely been times where the community has like gone overboard in terms of unit's performance, and then
Mm-hmm.
sure enough, like within due time, they garner a better reputation or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Based off the clips I've been seeing now, like,
Is
I'm
it
sorry,
factual?
dude. Uh, I don't know. Like, it's a matter of where, for me, like, the only comp you should be running him on is GodKu. That's with Shin and Gogeta. That's about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, it just doesn't work. He can't perform well enough. He just can't do it. And it's like Lo said, it's gonna be the same thing with like Dragon Fist like 2 years ago, where at least Dragon Fist was like pretty good on boost.
Top three,
The
top
moment
five.
the moment he dropped off though and got kicked off that, it was like a night and day difference. Like Jesus.
Wow, like
The
falling
fact
off a
that he's
cliff.
pretty much. The fact that GodKu though is underwhelming on boost, I don't need to really tell you what's gonna happen after he gets kicked off it. So
He's
yeah,
dead.
yeah, pretty much.
He's a
So that's
green
the reason
unit.
why I don't intend to pump any Z power into him until he gets a plat.
Wow.
Like I gave him 200 after pulling him one time just so we could have that like major stat boost at 4, and that's about
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm not going past that because that they wanted to half bake his kit. I'm gonna half bake his stars. It's just
Damn.
that simple. Sorry.
So I'll answer with my wallet just so you guys can
Exactly.
see. I mean, that's how corporations make changes, anyways. Like you have to answer with your wallet. Like if you don't summon for the unit, they're gonna see that and go, well, why aren't they? And then they're gonna check Twitter and go, oh shit, we fucked up. We gotta get this adjusted so people will want to spend money again. But for me, myself, and this is just for me personally, I enjoy using him. He feels nice. I'm running him with like a movies comp with the Ultra Frieza and the yellow Gogeta or the fusing Gogeta. And so far, it feels good. I feel like they would run better with Shin because like these units are trying to do too much. Even though like Frieza just feeds green cards, which AoE green, that feels great, but still, like I feel like the units are just trying to do too much, and I feel like a support would help with the better cohesive setup. So I may try like a pure Gaki and see how that actually works. But overall, I enjoy him. I got him at a 3 star, so I only seen him once, and that was on like the second step, so I got extremely lucky. So we'll see if he grows in value as the stars go up. So I'm looking forward to the showcases for the content creators that decide to go all in on him, and I'm curious to see like if he's really good or if he's still half baked as what we've read and seen so far. But what about you, Op? So, what do you think about his overall kit? Have you ran into him or anything?
I've ran into a few times. He's caused a little bit of annoyances, but otherwise he's not that hard to deal with.
Gotcha. What was the most annoying thing about running into him? Was it the AoE green or what?
Of course it is. Like if a unit is awful and all they got is that green, that's the worst thing about that unit.
Yeah,
I mean look at Majub. He was an awful unit, but he had a great green card.
that
A
is
great
true.
green card, and that's why everyone used him.
And endurance. Well, I guess people didn't use him for the endurance part, huh?
No, it was the green card that he automatically spawns that hits you like a shotgun.
Wow. Well, I guess we'll close the book for now on this GodKu. Again, I still feel like there's a lot of potential here. We may be jumping the gun. I was peeping ZVG's tweet, and he was talking about like Super Vegeta clears this GodKu, and I was like, okay, we got to slow it down here. It can't be that
Hey,
bad.
no, it might be that bad. If
Ah.
you got Super Vegeta above this Goku, I'm not fighting you. I will not fight you on that.
Oh no! But we were see we got to go back to this Super Vegeta because people were just destroying this unit on release, and now people are slowly turning around and going, you know what? Maybe he's not as bad as what we thought. You think that's gonna be like a Goku situation here? Like people shit on
Hell
him?
no.
No.
Hell no. The difference was that Super Vegeta's damage was never questioned. Because once he got that gauge, that nigga's damage was good. The only problem people ever had with Super Vegeta was his key recovery and the fact that like he has no card cost reduction. Everything else in his kit was like either like a small critique or people overhating. His damage, not bad. Like I've seen ZVG use Super Vegeta. You can get the unit to work. He is solid. Like he is overhated, but he's solid. Godku, he's like he's failing on boost.
Mm.
Like if he's failing that badly on boost, he's cooked. He's cooked once he's out of boost.
Or maybe he's star dependent. Have you seen him at like one in the red stars yet?
I ran him in LVR 14 stars. He's bulky, but his damage is not nothing crazy. He just combos for a long time because you got the green and you have the gauge, and that's it. But like his damage is never something I'm like, oh, I'm about to kill him. I'm a threat. It's like, all right, let me combo for like 20 counts and then combo home.
Like if you're comboing for 20 counts and the guy is still alive, that's a red flag. That's gotta be a red
Exactly,
flag.
bro.
Damn.
It's like I hope the devs can just hear this. Like, just know, I want the devs to know, from the bottom of my heart, you fucked up.
Literally, you heard it here first. And if you need to play the recording because it's there.
Yeah.
Well, we'll close the book on this GodKu here. Let's move on to the actual winner of the Part 2 anniversary, which is gOhAn's banner. We'll start
Mr.
off
Fart.
with, yep, Mr.
Mr.
Fart
Fart.
and the Gray Man, Pure Evil Majin Buu. We'll start off with you, Desla. Have you ran into the Evil Buu yet, or have you pulled for him?
Yeah, because I wanted to pull for Gohan. I ran Boo, I think, one time on like Boo Saga with Vegito and then Gohan. He's kind of good. I can't lie. Like,
Hmm.
I was pretty surprised by his performance, and I think I ran him also one time on like another Boo Saga comp, and he was really annoying. Not gonna lie. So I think like people claiming that he like makes it on the lower end of top 10, like I don't really agree, but I mean, like, hey, if you want to throw him on there, then like it's your tier list, bro. Do you, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. But for me, like, I think that he's still a fantastic 1%, and I mean, if we're gonna be completely real, like, probably just really like riding the line of being like probably equal to or a little worse than Shin for the best 1% we got this anniversary.
Wow. That's pretty high value there. And it looks like he's got a couple of good things within his kit to make him more valuable instead of just a defensive unit, like getting endurance nullification off main ability, which is pretty nice. Have you used it in battle, and is it like caught people off guard, or you haven't had the opportunity?
Oh yeah, I mean, I literally did it against like an Ultra Gohan, and they had no idea what was gonna happen, and I just like, I literally hit them with the long range blue, and they died. It
Wow.
was pretty funny, I won't lie. But no, I think the only reason why I have an issue with placing him in like top 10 is just because of the fact that he has like one team. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And barring that, you're not really going to run him anywhere else because he doesn't really fit anywhere else all that well. So, plus, I mean, he needs to be ran with like two other like Boost Saga allies, I'm pretty sure. So it's a thing
Mm-hmm.
of where like for team building, that really restricts him quite a fair deal. But I mean, barring that, again, I like him. I think he's pretty fun, and I mean, although going back to it, I do think that we could have had different unit picks for this particular part to be a little more hype. I think that what they went with is okay in hindsight because I mean we haven't gotten a new Evil Boo in like God knows how long. I think that's our first sparking of him.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's
Sure
that.
is.
Yeah, and then Ultimate Gohan and God Goku just dead ass did not have LFs before this, so there you go. But yeah, no. Overall, I do quite like him. He's pretty good.
Good stuff. Yeah, we definitely haven't seen much play from the Evil Boo. I know from the back in the day, years ago when the EX came out, the blue car was hitting like a truck, which made him viable, early on. But it's good to see that this Boo is came into light and actually has some utility in putting in, in people's teams. Like there's regen, you can run them on PO, which is cluttered as hell right now, and then a Majin Buu Saga team, which I'm very curious to see on how that's gonna work out. Maybe they'll come out with some busted ass equips, but I guess we'll see. What about you, Glow? What do you think of this unit overall, the pure evil Majin Buu? Have you ran into him? Have you used him?
There's a really funny nickname for him, but I cannot say it on the podcast.
Oh
Can you
no.
give us an idea?
Hold on. I'm going to type it in the chat. Y'all, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but y'all can understand it.
Is it gonna get
Hold
us
on.
canceled? Hold on.
Y'all can't say it out loud.
Oh
Bro.
my
Oh,
god.
It's the most wild nickname I've seen.
I'll say it.
It is, yo, don't say it out loud. I don't think
Okay,
we can
okay.
say that.
I didn't say
We
it out loud.
cannot say, but it is. Whew, I can't lie, that had me laughing.
That's funny.
But he is a good ass unit. He's good as hell. It is. I I am pissed. A small bit of his kit is locked to Majin Buu Saga,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to run Gohan, Super Vegeta, and this Buu. But that's not a bad team at all. That's actually a really solid team. But Boo, Gohan, and Vegeta, that's actually a solid team. And the thing about this Boo is that like his green card is actually really solid.
Mm-hmm.
His ult essentially doing AoE damage, while once you pop the main, you nullify endurance and you nullify endurance to get like a 30% damage buff just permanently. And you reduce enemy Dragon Balls by 2, seal their rush, kill their hand. It's like he does a lot of good stuff. His blast heal and his strikes up his health restore.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he has two Buu Saga allies, he gets a bonus to damage and crit rate. He destroys enemy cards twice. Like twice, he does it twice, 2 times, and then after that, it's just 1 time. He also has like a lock in if you have two Buu allies of like subcount +2.
Mm-hmm.
He debuff whenever every time he's faced with an enemy. Mind you, this is on switch out or him coming, the enemy switching out or him coming in. He heals by 5, gets 30 key, 20% cut pen, -1 to enemies card draw speed for 10 timer counts. You can't really switch up against him, or you're just giving him good cut pen and you're screwing over your card draw speed. If he falls below 50, he has like the same thing the fusions have.
Mm-hmm.
Heals, type neutral, reduce key by 70, kills a Dragon Ball. He has so much stuff in his kit, like even the cover null, everything. Blast cover change. Every time he's hit with a card, he reduces the enemy key by 31 time and ups their arts cost. And if they rush or use an ultimate arts card or even an awakened arts, reduces all the allies by 5, power debuffs the ultimate awakened arts, and then cancels enemy attribute downgrades and buff effects twice. Like he does good damage, and then he has this defensive utility that's like he has the type of kit GodKu should have had.
Yeah.
Like he does what like him and GodKu got the same philosophy. He does it way better, way better.
See, this is my gripe though about this out of Gaku's kit. We've got 2 units on Gohan's banner that when you pop Rush, they power down, but Goku does not
And
have
remove
it anywhere in his kit.
Yep, and they remove buff effects. They made GodKu with the idea that you're gonna run him with Beerus or you're gonna run him with Beast. Beerus is blast base. Beast is no longer the unit he was. Beast now is a liability pre-transformation. Post-transformation, he's still good. But pre-transformation, he is fragile and a liability.
Terrible stuff. Well,
Yeah, the
what
Buu is amazing.
what do you think, Opsta? What do you think about his kit overall? Have you ran into him, or have you used him, or you think we pretty much hit the nail
Or
on the head?
Gohan?
No, Evil Boo.
Oh yeah, I ran into him. He's annoying as fuck. That's it.
Seems
That's all
like
I
it.
felt with him.
Yeah, what the power down that he has, the
Nah, it's the
card,
key bullshit he does.
the key bullshit.
Yeah, it's that shit.
I mean, that's one way to stop combos, right? That's one way to do it. And also, he's got a lot of like Dragon Ball destruction. And I think the strongest thing about his kit is when he hits the ult, he locks your Rising Rush for 15 timer counts. That's a long ass time to not have the rush.
And kills 2 Dragon Balls.
Mm-hmm. So like, Gaku, why do you have this? That's my. I'm gonna keep coming back to that. Gaku, you should have had this. Why don't you have this?
And even if you don't run that Buu on Buu Saga, if you run them on Region, you're getting a bunch of Dragon Ball destruction there too.
Mm-hmm. Because Janemba has Dragon Ball Destruction on green, and then you also got the Evil Boo that's got a bunch of Dragon Ball Destruction. Like it's like white on rice. Just goes together. It's
I'm
crazy.
pretty sure if I remember correctly, Baby has some, Janemba has some. It's like, bro.
So with this, is Regen back? Is Regen back in like a good team status now?
No, I think Regen just needs now a new endurance or revival. That's it. With the way the current Regen team is, like Boo and Baby are guaranteed stay. It's the third that's their issue right now. They just need a new third. Janemba's not bad, but then you have no endurance. No, nothing to really eat a rush.
Yeah.
You're just killing Dragon Balls and hoping they don't get an early rush. Which killing Dragon Balls is good, but like if they get an early rush, you're screwed. So yeah, they just need a new endurance or revival, or even an indestructible.
Well, we'll see if we get another indestructible unit so the Vegito doesn't get a buff. Every time he pops is guaranteed I'ma kill you rush. So we'll see. All right. Well, last but not least, we have the infamous top 3 unit in the game. Some may argue as top 1, the ultimate gOhAn. So I'll start off first. I mean, kit per kit, he's the clear winner, has the higher attack stat than GodKu, better defenses, also has endurance, he heals. He's got a charging gauge that turns into an attack gauge, and when an attack gauge is active, when he switchbacks on the board, he turns into crack on crack. He can do everything. He can nullify endurance on blue, which is a range attack. His ultimate will destroy you and kill you and hit you like a truck. Green card, even though the animations are trash, it still does great stuff. He gets 100% key recovery forever through the whole match. And he's also got power down. He reduces sub count on rush. He removes your buffs. What did I miss here? Like, this dude does everything. We'll
This
start.
has vanished so much.
Yup, and that vanish restoration, which is wild. So you got Ultimate gOhAn and Ultra gOhAn that just regains their vanish like no one's business, and they can just hit you like a truck right afterwards. And the crazy part about it all is he could be ran with Ultra gOhAn, and he'll have that anti-blast card within his kit. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this. The best counter to gOhAn is gOhAn, and you can run both of them on the same team. gOhAn BaLl Legends. It's actually ridiculous. But we'll start off with you, Desla, because you have the unit. What do you think of his overall kit? Is he number 3? Is he number 1? What is your take on him?
Incoming glazing.
I'm not like the Gohan dick writer, bro. Relax. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I'm not. It's Goku. I'm more so interested in. Anyway,
Oh my god.
no, I'm not interested in his offspring as much. But so for me, right now, it's more so a thing where I can't recall the last time an LF impressed me as much as they had at just 4 stars. Like, I know it's obviously like anecdotal or whatever, but I literally had a match, I think the other day, where I was like fighting against like pretty optimal wail the hell out movies, and like I hadn't even gotten Gohan's gauge to be done yet. I would literally he was still in like the timer phase or whatever, and I got caught by like a pre-fused Gogeta's blue card. Dog, it was raw. I had over half my health left.
Wow.
Like
Color disadvantage?
disadvantage.
And
I was
still
not
lived.
neutral
What was that?
with
How many
over
stars
half
was
my
that
health.
Gogeta?
I think like red like I think 10 stars or something like that.
That's actually embarrassing. Like,
Yeah, I was just like, wow, okay.
fair.
Like, oh my God, it just I don't know. And it's like you already mentioned before. He's basically doing everything to where he's the best way to like describe him is just like he's an offensive MVP 17, but somehow even that is not enough of a descriptor for him. He has just so much random bullshit thrown into his kit just because they could.
Mm.
It just adds up to a certain point where it just gets to like being overwhelming. Where I can guarantee you, once I have this goal on higher stars, which I will, um, I mean, I'm telling you right now, if what we're expecting for part 3 is really going to happen, which is in fact going to be an Ultra 4Ku, which makes the most sense. If they make the mistake of making him red and ranged, this game is done for a hot minute. I'm
You,
gonna be honest.
it's
Like,
gonna be Sun Family BaLl Legends.
I at that point, objectively, I think right now, Sun Family is comfortably best team in the game. But after that release, if you say any team is remotely on their level in the least bit, I'm convinced that you have to have like a part of your frontal lobe like just sawed off
Oh
because there's
god.
no way you could seriously like in good faith try and convince me of that shit because of how perfect that would be like coverage wise, and again pures up the wazoo for equips, and to
Mm-hmm.
top it off they're not gonna make 4Ku bad. They're not.
They're not.
It's an anniversary ultra. It's not gonna happen. So like I don't know. part of me is kind of hoping they like gridlock him a bit to GT, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah,
So
they won't. They're gonna gridlock on
yeah,
the Sun family, which is everybody's favorite team.
yeah. I mean, dude, it's reaching a point where yes, I mean them primarily, but like it's getting to the point where like Unireps is at where it's like, can y'all please like buff other tags? Because like I'm getting kind of tired of summoning now.
Mm.
Like I'm gonna be honest. Like a month can go by and oh, yep, new core something you just dropped. Sorry, you got to drop one of your old ones that you have there in your core right now. Yeah, they got to
Yep.
go. They're not as good as this one that just dropped a month later. Sorry,
Power
man,
crep,
no can do.
easy.
Like it just I don't know.
It's
Again,
expensive being a Sun family main, isn't it?
it really fucking is. I gotta be honest. Like it's the epitome of suffering for success. I'm telling you right now. That's the best way I can put it. But no, I don't know. Like I do hope that at this anniversary they chill the hell out and don't touch Sun Family for at least until Fest. I know they're not gonna do that, but
I was gonna say they're not doing that.
like my optimism speaking, like again, there are other tags in this game, man. Please buff them,
Like
okay?
Vegeta Clan.
I,
No, like
I yeah.
androids.
I mean that
At,
too.
at this point, shit, that's fine. Go ahead, dude. Like I'm tired of
If I
summoning.
even say
Please.
if I even say movies, niggas gonna have a pipe bomb at my house.
Because you get a
Nah,
buff every month.
You've been
I
getting a
don't.
dude.
buff every
Every
month.
I don't want a buff every month. I want to be able
Although
to
I will
save.
be happy. I will be happy if you get like a Lord Slug.
Yo, no, stop, nigga. Let me save. And
dude, it's the
I've already,
great Lord Slug. You gotta be ready for it,
bro,
man. Oh
I've
my
already
Yeah,
god.
come on.
spent. I've already spent like 400 this celebration, and I gotta spend more now because UGF limit break. I'm like, dog. And now,
Yeah.
because of how GodKu is, I might have to go summon on fucking Super Vegetos to get Shin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have to see, bro. I mean, I would probably, for me personally, I would hold off on getting more stars on GodKu because it's like we've been
Oh
saying,
no,
bro.
I'm not touching GodKu's banner. I'm touching only GB, SV if I can get Shin, UGF, and Limit Break.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I would not pump Z Power into GodKu, dude. He's gonna be, a blinking you'll miss it, pretty much, if the way if the way they're going is the way they're going. Where, he's gonna have to pray for a divine intervention with a plat, which
So
Isn't
it's
coming
sad.
until like 6 months. It's not gonna come to like festival essentially.
Yep. End of
pretty much
2024, beginning of 2025, and then that's when we'll see more future buffs on the way.
pretty.
And by that point, he'll be out of top 20. The only thing the plat's gonna do is move him from 30 to 20 by the time this happens.
Wow.
that's not. That's nothing there. That's a completely nothing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, it is what it is, man. I mean, again, I don't know. Like for me, would I have preferred a universe where like Gohan and Godku swap kits 110%? Like, let's not try and like mince words here. I would have vastly preferred that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got what we got because the guy who has the Gohan shrine at Bandai HQ got to take the reins again for designing kits and really push for the agenda to have another Gohan that's premium be good because we have none of those. There's never been a premium Gohan who's been absurdly good when he came out. That's never happened. So
I
it
mean, that's
makes
the
sense why it
universe they
happened.
live in right now. Even though we've
Yep.
got an Ultra Gohan that's still arguably top three, top two, some even putting at top one because of this Ultimate Gohan. It's actually kind of absurd. But hey, shout out to the people who wanted this Ultimate Gohan. His animations are meh, but we've got a representation for the Ultimate Gohan in the game, which is nice. I just wish that hybrids, especially with the equip selection of what they got right now, I just wish they weren't as strong as the game keeps making them out to be. But what about you, Glow? What is your initial impressions of this Ultimate Gohan that we haven't already said? Because he's doing it all. What's he not doing?
Why did he get a perfect kit but GodKu got fucked? This shit is so stupid, dog. Like
It's
his
bad.
blue card his blue card just hitting like a truck and getting endurance snow. And it's spawning green cards. He literally has like when you really look at his kit, everything is just an offensive version of MVP 17. He gets a green card on blue cards. Oh, by the way, now it nullifies endurance. His ult gives back vanish. And goes type neutral and removes attribute down upgrades and buff effects. Meaning Gogeta Blue, if he has the impact resistance stuff, it's gonna remove it. Meaning, if he does that ult, it is type neutral and it removes your damage reduction. Like you're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
His green card is giving him cover and all, removing stuff, getting health and key. It's ridiculous. And it gets his vanish twice if he has the attack gauge, and it gives him 40% damage inflicted. That is ridiculous. Why does he get 40 on green? He gets his main, takes yo vanish. Okay, sure, just fuck me then. Like he comes in, he cover changes. Okay, he kills one card. If he has the attack gauge, kills 3 cards, kills 60 key, and seals your rush for 15 counts. It is so fucking dumb. He has endurance. He has the MVP 17 effect, so you can't really rush or ult him. It's like, bro,
There's one unit that can rush and ult him.
Yeah, I left Frieza.
No, 16.
Yeah, shut up.
You're not killing Gohan with 16, dude.
Hey,
Yeah, I do it.
Evil
I do
Boo
it
do.
regularly.
Evil Boo
No.
does
So
too,
dumb.
because he
Not
has the
built
same
right
thing.
Anyway.
It needs
His-
it has his
Bro,
is
his
cancelable.
endurance null is uncancelable and it lasts for 50 counts.
Yeah, you need uncancelable.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
And
uncancelable.
Also, if his unique gauge is full, 25% damage inflicted to allies. He even gets support. GodKu don't got a fucking lick of support.
Oh yeah, don't forget that he has Ultra Broly's cover change, man. Because he's definitely
Oh yeah,
needed
he can
that.
do that twice.
Yeah, he has
times.
Ultra Broly's cover change twice.
Oh.
Blue cards and melee
He's
ultimates.
so fucking dumb. He's bro. It's so if that shit comboed, I think I would have actually like quit the game. Because that would have been the most dickhead shit they did. There's like at least they didn't make it comboable, but like they still gave him every fucking thing else. He has damage, he has utility, he has support. The only flaw on him isn't even a flaw on him. It's that his Zenkai benches are ass.
For now.
But Gaku's Zenkai benches are ass too.
For
Yo,
now.
like I'm telling you right now, if they Zenkai Revon and he buffs hybrids, I'm calling bullshit.
Of course they're gonna.
If
It's
they
coming.
do that for this celebration, I'm calling bullshit. Toshi, if you do that shit, sleep with one eye open, my nigga.
Threats. Hey, we can't just. He probably doesn't even have much control. It might be the dude behind the desk that has all the control. He's probably just the face. We don't know.
Probably. Just tell him your life on the line. That's all I gotta say.
Yet. Damn, Toshi. I don't know who queued this up, but all this should have been on GodKu, not on, another Gohan. It's actually pretty ridiculous here. But overall, I mean, sheesh. What is Gohan not doing? What can be said that hasn't already been said? The community looked at their kid, had a heart attack, and said, I got a 14-star this man because he's got everything under the sun. He's doing everything under the sun and more. And he has endurance. And if you rush him, he removes your buffs. So Vegito, that gets the I win button, isn't going to be I win because he still has to fight him after that. It makes no sense. But what, Opsto, what do you think of this Gohan overall?
Like 16 food.
What? Hold on.
16 food.
Oh
Bro,
my,
bro, just whiff the ult and then rush him.
Yeah, that could be it. He pops main.
I've done that so many times, and they've been caught so many times. Not only that, but he gets his vanish back.
That is true.
Like, bro, he does not do anything to 16.
16 might be secretly number 1, man. We might have to take a page out of Opsto's book. What do you guys think?
No.
I'm not letting him push this propaganda. I'm
It's
not
not
letting this
propaganda
shit
when it's true.
It's an agenda.
Yo, it's a fucking more
it's
than
his
agenda. It's propaganda at this point.
It's true.
Hey, man, this
Oh
is
my
true.
God.
ridiculous, bro.
But one thing I will say though is even though that co-op got reset, they did release a very good equip for GodKu. Is it mandatory to farm for?
Yeah. I got flamed for this last night. I don't think so, to be honest.
Honestly, it's iffy. It's literally the exact same thing as the PyCon equip. It's the exact it's word for word, band for band, like stat for stat. It's the exact same thing. It's
Like, it's okay.
15% to both defenses, 12% to both pure offenses, and then 10% HP. And then what's
Yeah.
the? Yeah, it's literally the exact same as the PyCon equip.
That's good though, right?
It's good, but it's like if you're running PyCon on the team, like with him, if you're running like green, green, yellow, it's like, bro, you don't fucking need it. And then even then, because he's a GodKu, because he's GodKu, because he's movies, he already has access to good pures already. So it's like, bro, does he really need that shit?
Not really, no. And I'm glad he doesn't because the rates and that shit are fucking atrocious.
They are. I've already spent like 400 erasers on the second slot, and that shit's still not gold or red. It's actually
It's bad.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
It's
Like I kept the equips I went with him, like in terms of what I'm gonna go for his loadout on GodKu, which is just him with Shin and then Gogeta, is that awakened like give praise unto me equip, which is like, a shit ton of like base defenses for both, and then like base strike and then 12% pure for strike when like a fusion's on the team,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty good. That you failure equip, which is base strike defense twice over, base blast, and then 10% pure for strike attack and defense, which is pretty good. And then the like useless against my blue form thing, which is like giving him like a pretty good amount of like pure strike if a Vegeta Clan BaLl member is actually on the team, which Gogeta fulfills that condition. So I mean, like again, you don't need the plat, you just don't need it. So I don't
yeah. If
know.
I'm running him on movies, with Frieza and GB, and the bench is Gokua, Green Nessa's Blue Vegeta, and then LF4Ku. And the equips I'm using for him is more so like I have two offensive peers, his own plat, and then the Shenron plat. And then the third equip I have, I mean the Shenron equip, and then the third equip I have is the SS3 plat, the pure defense one, because it also gives like a bunch of base strike too.
Mm-hmm.
20% to both offenses, and then 20% to base defense, and then 10% to both pure. Because it's like he's an endurance unit. I need him to be able to at least eat something.
Yeah.
So, and plus on that setup, every single unit is giving strike defense. So it's like maybe he can do something. But
Hopefully.
like on it, like, and I use that setup mostly for like 14-star spars with people. Like in those spars, he's actually like tanking solidly well. I've tried two setups in like 14-star matches of sparring. One that setup I did is more so a bit mixed because I'm running two offensive peers and one defensive one.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried triple offensive peers or like offense with like base stat peer equips. His damage does not really change. It's
Damn.
still lackluster until he gets the gauge, and then once he gets the gauge, it's that's cool. Now you're doing like the normal. You're doing what Ultimate Gohan starts to do.
Pre
Like,
attack gauge.
yeah, pre-attack gauge. You're doing what he does pre-attack gauge. It's like, come on, dog.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So how many pure equips is optimal to run on him? 1, 2?
If you have a Zenkai bench, I say two offensive peers.
Gotcha. So that might be the way to go, listeners. So if you're trying to build a team and try to apply some damage and some tankiness to the GodKu, definitely want to try that build out. Definitely let us know in the comments or in the question feedback below on if the setup is as effective as you guys see it as, or if it's not good for this unit. Because again, this, like, I want to speak positive about this GodKu. I really, really do. But it's very hard, especially when you open up Twitter and you see everybody flushing this unit down the toilet, which is probably going to be the thumbnail of this podcast for this episode, is that GodKu being flushed down the toilet by gOhAn. But again, we'll see how everything goes, and enjoy the rest of the part 2 anniversary here. Now on for Dragon Ball related news. We've got the Sparking gameplay trailer. They're going to be releasing in the next couple of days, so keep on the lookout for that. I believe it might be released tomorrow, matter of fact. So, definitely keep a lookout. They're going to be dropping some pretty good stuff. We've already know that there's a LAN co-op there with the split screen, so that's going to be awesome. And it's literally going to be the console version of Dragon Ball Legend. So super excited to see where this goes. But that is it for this week's episode. Again, don't forget to follow all of us on social media, myself, Opsto, Deslo, and Glow. And make sure you follow the Glow and myself on Twitch as well. I stream occasionally. Glow streams more than me, so definitely give him a shout out and check out his stream and see how he's doing in the God rank PvPs and such. And then also this will also be on YouTube, so don't forget to view it on there if you're unable to view it on Spotify. And we'll see you guys next week.
See y'all.
See you.
Fuck GodKu.
And future.
I'm leaving that shit in there.